Hello, everyone. So, for my informative speech, I will be talking on the topic of hybrid cars versus gasoline fuel cars and what the difference between them are and which one is better for the environment and global warming. So, it might surprise you, but first, when gas cars were being produced and manufactured, also hybrid and electric cars were. But due to the price difference of from gas cars to hybrid cars prices were just way too high for people back in the day to afford. So, everyone was buying gasoline cars, kind of like what's going on now. But nowadays, the difference is hybrid cars are more affordable than what they were. They're not too much more expensive, and they are a little bit more expensive, but the benefits of getting a hybrid car and how much money you save with other things, it evens it out over time. So you may be asking yourself, what is a hybrid car if you've never heard of it or you just haven't looked into it. But so a hybrid car is any car that runs on two sources of power, and the most common hybrid combines a gasoline engine with an electric motor, and these are called hybrid electrical vehicles, HEV for short. And so basically, a hybrid car does still have gasoline and it still uses gasoline, but it limits it and it's not nearly as much as a full gasoline fueled car. So, some benefits of having a hybrid car are less gas usage. So, so when you have a hybrid car, it uses both a gas engine and an electric motor, but the gas engine powers the electric motor so to get it running, but then it uses less gas when you're driving because the electric motor is going as well. So instead of getting gas once every 2 weeks or whatever, you might only have to get gas once every 3 weeks, which is a big benefit and can save you a lot of money in the long run after having it for a while. And another one of the best benefits is it reduces CO2 emission that gets sent into the air, which is the number one leading thing for global warming is the emissions that get released throughout the exhaust, especially in diesel cars mostly, but also in gas powered cars as well. And another good thing is benefit about higher cars is higher you get higher mileage per tank. So like you're gonna be able to drive around longer on a tank of gas than you were just kind of like the less gas usage. Those go hand in hand. But there's some cons to hybrid cars, and the main one that steers people away from buying them is the higher upfront price. So it's like say you get a regular Ford Fusion or something, it's 20,000 starting price, and then the Ford Fusion hybrid is 25,000. That's what steers people away. But what they don't notice is in the long run, is that extra 5,000 is going to pay itself off when you don't have to get gas as often or when you don't have to fix your car as often because it's breaking down as much. So it evens out over time if you're looking for a long term car, especially if you commute to work and do stuff like that. And another con is it still produces fossil fuel emissions, but it minimizes it a lot more than gas cars, which is the good thing. So it's not like fully electric where everything is on electric battery and electric power, but it's a lot better. Now that we have talked about hybrid cars, I want to talk about gas fuel cars a little bit. So, gas cars have been what everyone's driven for however long since automobiles have been created. It's always been affordable and it's just mass produced. So, there's enough for everyone to get. So, it's even if you don't have that much money, you could still get one. So, but there's also some pros and cons to it as well on this side. So there's not some of the big pros that were pointed out to me was higher horsepower in gas cars as of now. So like you see Tesla, like obviously it's a full electric car and it's like just dusting some of these gas powered cars. But so some of the pros of gas fuel cars are higher horsepower. So they're most likely going to be faster than hybrid cars as of now with the technology keeps getting better and better throughout the years. Like hybrid cars might be fast as them in the future, but as of now, a gas powered car most likely has higher horsepower. And another pro is low maintenance price, depending on your car, obviously. So like if you have a Honda, obviously the maintenance on that is going to be very low. The price is going to be very cheap. But the two biggest cons for me is for gas fuel cars. One is the harmful emissions that are released into the air, and hybrid cars is something that you could get a hybrid car to reduce this and help out the environment. And another one is also lower mileage. Just like I was saying with hybrid cars, they get higher mileage. The gas fuel cars get lower mileage because you're using more gas as you're driving compared to a hybrid car. And those are the two cons that point out to me the most. So most likely where we live in Tacoma, Lakewood area, there's tight towns, there's buildings everywhere, whatever, and you might have seen smog before, which is kind of like fog, but it's like sits low to the ground. And the number one reason for this is because of the emission that comes out of your exhaust. Creates that smog also due to other things that I won't get into, but smog is not a good thing, and that's one of the biggest issues of global warming is this, and with the gas car, that's what is going to happen. So now that we have looked both at hybrid and gas cars, I want to go back to hybrid and talk some of my favorite reasons for why you should get a hybrid car for your next car. So hybrid cars are the future. So basically, like we see, like electric and hybrid cars are more car brands are manufacturing them and getting them out because it's like the new style that's in right now is hybrid and electric cars. So you want to hop on that train right now, just help your environment and get a hybrid car. And my biggest reason for this is because I'm a student that I have to commute to school. It's about 30 minutes away almost every day. And having a hybrid car, you get more mileage on your tank, so I wouldn't have to be filling up. And as a broke college student, it's hard to pay for my gas like every week. So hybrid cars, you wouldn't have to do this. It's a lot cheaper, and you could get farther on each tank. And also, the exterior designs of hybrid cars are built to be more aerodynamic, which also blends in with the less mileage use, because the more they focus on making the car more aerodynamic, special tires, like a sleek design, so then you're not using as much gas power and power with the car to use up as much gas. So that also results in having cooling looking car, which is what everyone wants nowadays. So that's also a good reason. So now that I've explained both the pros and cons of hybrid cars and fully gas-powered cars, I think that you should know that hybrid cars are a better and cleaner decision for our environment. And overall, yeah, it'll help and put global warming to an end. Not obviously not right now, but it'll help, and it's a stepping stone to full electric cars, which is even better than hybrid cars. But hybrid cars is like that bridge that's gonna gap them together and help the environment. So thank you for listening, and see ya.